Welcome back to the online session. This will be the last session for internal flow. That is the first part or first topic of unit number 5. This session, we are going to discuss the power transmission through the pipes. Generally, in practice, power transmission means the pipes which are used to transfer the hydraulic power, which is being used later on to convert hydraulic energy into a mechanical energy or electrical energy. So such kind of pipelines that is generally called as a penstock, which are used in hydroelectric power stations. So these are some glimpses where the penstocks laid down through the hilly area, where it carries the water from high level reservoir to the uh, power station like this. So this is these are very long pipelines. The length of these pipelines is in kilometers. So that's why most of the power is uh, uh, consumed there, that is uh, to overcome the frictional resistances. So this is the elevation part. You can realize here how depth of this particular case, and then that water is released into the, and then it goes to the sea. So this way, you might have observed some dam, especially Koina Dam. These are some pictures from there. So especially this is a schematic layout of this hydroelectric power station. So this penstock, it carries water from high level reservoir up to the turbine, and then the turbine converts this hydraulic energy, the pressure energy, into mechanical and then electrical energy. And then through draft tube, it is released somewhere here like this. So for designing of these pipelines, mm, or how to design these pipelines. So that theory we are going to discuss in this particular session. That is called as the power transmitting through the pipes. Now, if we take this particular case, reservoir to turbine. Now, in certain occasions, the hydraulic power is transmitted by conveying fluid through a pipeline. For example, water from the reservoir at high altitude is often conveyed by a pipeline to a turbine. Generally, impulse type of turbines are used under this circumstance. Francis turbine is also used in hydraulic power station. The hydrostatic head of water is thus transmitted. So whatever the head is, their hydrostatic head, we can say this potential head, thus transmitted through this pipeline. And let us analyze the efficiency of power transmission under this situation. So how much power is lost during the transmission, that also we are going to discuss in this session. Suppose the potential head of water in the reservoir is capital H, that is the difference in water level between reservoir and turbine. The head available at the outlet, that is equal to the reservoir available at H minus HF, because some head is consumed for overcoming the frictional resistances, and that head is called as HF. Then where HF is the loss of head in the pipeline due to friction. And if Q is the discharge through this pipe, V is the velocity of flow, L is the length of this pipeline, D is the diameter. Then we have HF is equal to FL V square by twice GD. We can calculate these losses if we know these parameters. Or Q in that case is area into velocity, that is pi by 4 D square into V. So the power available at the outlet is not gamma QH, but some head is lost for the friction. So we have to subtract this HF from H. So this is actual power available at the outlet of the power, at the inlet of the turbine. Or we can, and then we can calculate Q by using this, and we can HF, that is equal to this. So this way we can calculate the power. Now under this situation, if you see, the power varies with velocity, varies with this thing. So as the velocity increases, the power increases because discharge increases. But at the same time, head losses are also increased. So we have to check, we have to calculate or investigate the condition at which particular H value, the HF value what should be the value of HF so that we get the maximum power. So accordingly, we can design the pipeline. So the condition for maximum power, because our aim is to get the maximum power at the turbine outlet. So from this relation, we come to know if we have to increase the power, we have to increase the velocity. But if we increase the velocity at the same times, the HF increases, which is a negative factor. That means it tends to reduce the power as well. So under these circumstances, we can calculate the condition for maximum, that is the relation between H and HF. So by differentiating P with respect to V, because V is the variable only in this particular case. So we'll do that. For a given pipe supply with the given total head H at the end, the condition for maximum power transmission through the pipe may be obtained by differentiating P with respect to V and equating to 0. So gamma into this, that is equal to 0. So if we differentiate the previous expression with reference to, if we see here, we differentiate P with respect to V. So this is gamma into pi by 4 d square. H, this is the first term. And second term, there are three velocity terms, that is V cube. So instead of V cube, we can write 3 V square or 3 FLV square by twice GD. You can say. And the common term is gamma into pi by 4 d square is common. So same calculation is done here. So gamma into first term, that is minus pi by 4 d square into 3 FLV square by twice GD. So differentiating P with respect to V, we can arrive this equation, or we can take this gamma into pi by 4 d square common. So H minus this 3 FLV square by twice GD, and FLV square by twice GD is nothing but HF. So H minus HF, that is equal to 0. This term cannot be negative because this is gamma and D. So this term cannot be negative. So the H minus H 3HF is can be equal to, this term cannot be 0. In fact, cannot be 0. So product of these two is 0 means this term definitely 0. So 3H minus 3HF is equal to 0. So H is equal to H by 3. HF is equal to H by 3. So we get the maximum power when the head loss due to friction is 1/3 of total head. Then we get the maximum power accordingly. The power transmission through the pipe is maximum when the loss of head due to friction is 1/3 of the total head supply. And the efficiency of power transmission is generally obtained, that is the head available at the outlet divided by head available at the inlet. Or we can say that power available at the outlet, that is gamma Q H minus HF upon gamma Q H. Because gamma Q is common, that's why it get cancelled. So the efficiency of power transmission is calculated this way. So if we put HF is equal to H by 3, we get the efficiency corresponding to maximum power transmission. So that comes around 66.63. So it may have observed that if HF is equal to 0, efficiency HF is equal to 0. So the efficiency is maximum if HF is equal to 0. But in that circumstances, the power is not getting maximum. Power is not getting, that is transmission efficiency is maximum. So that is possible only when if there is no flow. HF, practically it is not possible to have 0 value of HF. So if HF is 0 means velocity is 0. That means there is no flow condition. Practically this is not possible. Though as HF increases, efficiency of power transmission decreases. But this is the efficiency where we get the maximum power. And if you have a graphical performance analysis of this power transmission pipeline, so this is developed by plotting velocity versus various parameters like this is power, H minus HF, Q and HF. We can see the power as the velocity increases. Initially power increases because HF is not dominant there. But from this point onwards, the power tends to decrease because in this case, the value of HF is much higher than the discharge value. So it continuously decreases. So it becomes 0 when HF is equal to cap. It becomes 0 when HF is equal to H. When HF is equal to H, then it becomes 0, the power. No power if H, because H minus HF. If it is 0, then no power. So this is the variation of power with respect to velocity. Here we will get the maximum power, and this is the HF variation. So obviously it is not a linear variation because v square, it varies with v square. And here we are getting the maximum. So corresponding HF, if you see, it is somewhat around 0.3. That is in non-dimensional, so it is 0.3 times. So the 30% only, 0.3 times the H value. This is H, that is 0.3 H. So that is the case. So this is the variation of HF with respect to velocity. It increases v raised to n. While discharge varies linearly because Q is equal to area into velocity. So area is constant, so it varies linearly. As far as H minus HF is concerned, so initially H is 0. Sorry, HF is 0, so H is equal to, we can say, 1. So then it continuously decreases again exponentially because HF increases exponentially. That's why this decrease trend and this increase trend are almost similar because H is constant here. So this is the variation of power transmission. Generally, we design the penstock corresponding to this maximum power, that is our outcome. So corresponding to this power, we can have this condition, and then we can design the supply main, that is the diameter of the penstock, or sometimes the length of the penstock. So this particular session is very much essential or very much informative for designing of penstock which are used in hydroelectric power stations. So we will clear this concept with some examples also. Suppose this is 2.5 kilometer long pipeline is used for transmitting power. That 120 kilowatt power is to be transmitted through the pipe. It is a requirement actually, in which the water having a pressure that is 4,000 kilopascal at the inlet is flowing. So this is given in pressure, but we can convert it into head by divided by gamma. If the pressure drops over the length of the pipe is 800 kilopascal, F value is given. Find the diameter of the pipe and efficiency of the transmission. Here we have to design the pipeline for this distance. Generally in practice, we know we have the distance, we have the capacity, what is expected, and what is the head available at the inlet. So to meet these conditions, what should be the diameter of the pipe? So practical examples. First of all, we'll write the given information. The length is given, then power is given. We are using this. P pressure is 4,000 kilopascal. Delta P is 800 kilopascal. F is there. So diameter of the pipe. So HF is equal to delta P by gamma. So that is 81.5. That is, we convert only the pressure terms into the head term. That is, this is pressure head, or simultaneously capital H, which is the head available at the inlet. That is P by gamma. It is 407.74. So this, now the power is given. So we use the expression of power in this case, that is H minus HF, or power available, that is gamma Q H minus HF. So we start with this expression also, gamma Q, and in that case, H is given, HF is given. Q that we have to calculate, W dot is given. So we can calculate Q, that is discharge to the pipe. And from discharge, we can calculate the diameter, because HF is equal to FL V square by twice GD. So instead of V square, we can write Q square by S square. That is divided by pi by 4 D square. So in this particular equation, we have all the terms except diameter. All are known quantities. So putting the values, we can calculate the diameter. So this is the diameter of penstock required, or the pipeline required to get this much power, that is 120 kilowatt. So the efficiency we can calculate is H minus HF divided by H. So the efficiency is 80%. That means still we can improve this power. This is not the maximum power, because maximum power generally arises at H is equal to HF. So HF is equal to H by 3, or the efficiency is 66.6%, but efficiency is higher here. So still we have a scope for improvement of this power by increasing the velocity. So if you want increasing the velocity up to that level, that is HF is equal to H by 3, will get power greater than 120 kilowatt as well. This is one example. Another example here, we will see that power is to be transmitted to 300 diameter pipe and 500-meter length. So length is given, diameter of the pipe is given, fitted with a nozzle at the end. So the nozzle is fitted at the end. The inlet is from the reservoir where the water level is 90 meter. So here the water level H is given is 90 meter above the nozzle. So this is above. Calculate the maximum power which can be transmitted and the diameter of the nozzle required. Take F is equal to this point of. So for maximum power, H is given, we can calculate HF. Q is not given. We can calculate the inlet and product. So the information given is that so the power is transmitted, the diameter length is given. So maximum power transmission. So from HF we can calculate velocity, or Q we can calculate, that is HF we know, that is FLV square by 2 If we calculate HF, then we can calculate the Q. So once we get Q, then we use the expression of power, maximum power, because already we have used the condition for maximum power. HF is equal to H by 3. So maximum power is gamma Q H minus HF. Or we can directly write the formula for maximum power first. Now check which quantities are given, which quantity need to be determined. In this case, HF not given, but we know the condition for maximum, so HF we can calculate. Then Q not given, but if once we know HF and if we have the dimensions of this pipeline, then we can easily calculate Q. So HF and dimensions, if we know, we can calculate Q. Then we can put these values here. We can calculate maximum power. So this is 174 kilometer. Now, second, we have to calculate the diameter of the nozzle here. So all the kinetic energy. So the head available here is H minus HF, which is converted into a kinetic head, that is V square by 2g. So first of all, we'll calculate the velocity. And then by using continuity equation, because velocity here is not equal to the velocity here, velocity is increased because of the nozzle. So the entire pressure energy is converted to kinetic energy here. So H minus HF is equal to V square by 2g, and that V square is Vn square by 2g. Once we get Vn, then using continuity, because discharge is same, discharge known to us. Using continuity equation, we can calculate area, consequently diameters. So Q is equal to area into velocity, that is velocity of nozzle. Now in this case, Q known to us, velocity we have to calculate. So in order to calculate the velocity, we have the head available here, that is H minus HF. So again, because Bernoulli's equation, that is nothing but law of conservation of energy. So what will happen? The entire potential energy here is converted into a kinetic energy. So pressure head is converted into kinetic energy. That's it. So net pressure head is here, that is H, that is equal to Vn square by H. So from this we get this velocity. This is not the suffix is n here, so that is 34.31. Then putting the value of Q and Vn, this is actually Vn. So in this equation, we can calculate An. This is area of the nozzle. And then by using pi by 4 disk, it is circular nozzle. So pi by 4 disk, we can calculate the diameter of the nozzle, that is 9.5 centimeter. So such kind of numericals can be asked, but only all the numericals are moving around the three expressions, that is expression of power, that is gamma Q H minus HF, expression of relation between that is for condition for maximum power, that is HF is equal to H by 3. And finally, the efficiency relation we have to memorize. And this is the common sense. Once you understand the fundamentals of dynamics, you can apply Bernoulli's equation. So Bernoulli's equation, it works like magic everywhere for solving numerical, and makes everywhere, whenever there is a flow system in practice also, if you keep on applying Bernoulli's equation, it will be a very funny experience, we can say. that you can make the numerical simple. Only thing is that the proper understanding of the Bernoulli equation is essential. How to apply, where to apply, and how to extract the terms associated with Bernoulli equation from the given information. That's the key of solving the problem. So that's it from this particular session as well as this particular topic that is in the flow. At the end of this particular session, you will be able to explain and analyze power transmission through pipes. You can design a pipeline which is used for transmission of power as well. And you can calculate the power transmission and the efficiency of transmission with the existing pipelines are there. So that's it. We have completed this session as well as the first topic of unit number 5, that is internal flow. So the next session onwards, we'll start the second topic of unit number 5, that is external flow. Thank you very much.